I wanted to circle back to Silent Hill for a couple of minutes because it is a topic I cover on this channel. If you've joined this channel from recent videos, welcome. I appreciate you. I do a lot of variety here, but my goal is to always talk about the things I care about. One of those things has actually been Silent Hill for quite a while, and there has been a lot of updates in terms of the Return to Silent Hill movie, which I think it's unfair to go into things expecting the worst. I think it is unfair to go into things saying, oh, well, it's going to be bad no matter what. That's not my goal. I just wanted to talk about the potential problem today, though, of even revisiting Silent Hill in the movies right now, because it has had kind of a checkered past when it comes to this avenue of storytelling. It's also something that is, for better or worse, a video game series, and those often take far more hours to tell a competent story than movies do. But I think it's just something we can all agree on. Even the shortest of games, not maybe the shortest, but even some of the shortest, are often longer than a movie. And so when it comes down to it, I do have a question of the day for you, which is, in general, what do you think would be the hardest video game series to adapt into film? The reason I think Silent Hill is one of them is because the video game series really does rely on you experiencing these things. Walking around, picking up notes as the character you are. It takes a long time to actually get you into the headspace of, okay, you're in Silent Hill 2 or Silent Hill 2 Remake or whatever. You are James, not you're watching James. This is you, the character. You are controlling this character right now, which is something that is different from how movies handle storytelling. Now, are either of these a bad thing? No. I don't think we can look at these and say this storytelling medium is clearly superior to the other. There are stories in both mediums that are really, really good. But with Silent Hill, it has seen the most success in the department of games. In terms of movies, there are 2 official movies from the past. One of them, Silent Hill, is seen as a fun horror movie with creepy imagery by horror fans, but most Silent Hill game fans did not love it, felt that it did not do justice to the source material, felt that its story was all over the place compared to the source material. And when it came to its sequel, Silent Hill Revelation, it was considered even worse. Just full-blown, most people do not like the movie. My cat is attacking a box in the background, I apologize. And most people did not like the imagery of the movie. Most fans of the series did not like the movie. I would actually argue that the original movie didn't really do much harm to Silent Hill as a brand. In fact, all it did was kind of put it in the public limelight and push it more out towards people who probably never would have played the games. But Silent Hill Revelation took pretty much any of the positives that could have been found in the original Silent Hill movie and threw them out the window. So now that we're going back to Silent Hill again, I guess it is Return to Silent Hill, and we are actually seeing a return to the movies, it does kind of make me ask, is there more to gain here or more to lose? With Silent Hill as a brand, and as a franchise in general, there are a lot of people who I think will never be satisfied with where it's at until it is one-to-one what the original games were. What I mean by that is, there was a very special circumstance that led to Silent Hill 1 through 4 to be made. And while there were rotating team members that left during those eras of games, Team Silent really captured lightning in a bottle in many ways. And there's a lot of people who don't think so for different games. They'll say, I don't like Silent Hill 1, but Silent Hill 2 and 3, that's peak horror. Silent Hill 2 is overrated, Silent Hill 3 is where it's at. Even out of that group of hardcore fans of the Team Silent games, there are still fans within the hardcore fans that are even not a fan of everything. So now you cut to today, where the series is selling more than it actually ever has. Over a third, I believe, of the series sales are from the last few games, which is crazy. And we're seeing an actual rebuilding of the popularity and of the trustworthiness, I would say, and quality of what Silent Hill is. Now, there's going to be, like I said, hardcore fans who say that's not true, it was better back then. People are free to have those opinions as long as they're not a dick about it, that's fine. It doesn't matter. But the point stands that Konami has to rebuild what they tossed with Metal Gear Solid and with Silent Hill especially, they threw these games kind of out. They stopped trying as hard in the 2000s, where they moved the Silent Hill games out to more European developers, but they clearly did not have enough budget or time to make those games. So a lot of them, I mean all of them, were pretty much not nearly as good as the originals. And then of course as well, we hit the pachinko era of Konami, where they had kind of pushed away the Metal Gear Solid director Hideo Kojima. They had pushed away the fans of Metal Gear. They had pushed away the fans of Silent Hill. And now we're just finally back to the point where they're rebuilding that trust, right? They're getting people to want to buy their games again, like Silent Hill and like Metal Gear. They're getting people to want to be invested again. The problem with going back to the movies is that you are already not capturing a lot of people with the games. They're doing amazing. I like them a lot, but there's a lot of people who are not satisfied. And my question is, out of the people that you have already got, which is millions again, who have purchased these new games, is there more of a chance that you're going to pull more people in and they're going to want to go buy games? It's possible. Or is there a risk here that you're actually going to push people away and deliver something that is not high quality again? Especially with a story like Silent Hill 2. Now, at this point, I think most people know the spoilers of the game, but if you don't, I'm not going to go far into it. I will say there's some pretty big twists in this game that are very powerful if you experience them in the shoes of the player character, as the playable character in the game. I don't know how those twists really translate to a movie. Now, could they translate to a short series? If you did something like, not Netflix, but if you did something like a streaming series or a, video series or something, yeah, maybe, because you have hours and hours to get to it, right? You can slowly build anticipation over time. But Silent Hill 2 was such a personal story. In many ways, it is probably the most personal story in the franchise outside of, I would say 3 is tied with it, with Heather's journey. That to get to that in just a couple of hours in the movies, in a way that the general public can digest, that will bring more of them in than push them away, will bring more potential buyers in of your games, which is clearly the goal, and won't alienate fans who are hardcore fans of the source material. To me, this just kind of seems like a minefield. It's one of those things where, to me, I'm looking at this, if I was in a Konami board meeting, which I'm not, obviously they're much richer, doing much better than I am, but if I was there, and I'm looking at this proposal, I'm not looking at the director and saying, oh, you're, not going to be able to do it. I'm not looking at the film crew and saying, oh, there's no way you can pull it off, but I'm looking at it just from a positives and negatives standpoint, and to me, it seems like there's more to lose here than to gain in terms of potential. The story already came back. It was told very well, in my opinion, in Silent Hill 2's remake. That game is available on modern consoles. It is available to pretty much everybody who has a PS5, and it's now, basically gone to the Xbox as well. It's a very, very approachable, very easy to pick up story. It's not like if this came out, 3-4 years ago when nobody could play the game really except through emulation and the original. It's not inaccessible. I just worry that this is something that could tarnish the brand and tarnish the series again more than help it, because it really doesn't need more things like that. It's had things like that, voting, almost not augmented reality, but like alternate reality type game with the, I believe it was called Ascension. Yeah, Ascension. That was kind of an embarrassment. A lot of people didn't like Silent Hill: The Short Message. Like, you don't need to stack losses. You need to stack wins. And I think the wins that are going to do well for a series like this, or Metal Gear when you're bringing it back, those are the things that should be focused on, not the things that have the potential to actually do more damage than good, even if it succeeds. If it succeeds, it'll do a little good. It might sell some games, I don't know. But if it bombs, that's going to be really a bad look for a franchise that's trying to get back on its feet. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. At the end of the day, do I hope the movie's good? Yes. I hope that people can come back to this video in a year and a half or 2 years and be like, whoa, worried for nothing. The movie was amazing. I hope that. I never want anything to be bad. Honest truth. Never do. But when it is, it can really set back a series, especially one that needs to rebuild that trust. If you want to support this channel using different things like our Fortnite code, that helps us out a lot. I always flash that on the screen at the end of these videos, DJAY123. Thank you for all of you who have supported that. I did a very personal video to me the other day about a character from Dispatch, so that's up as well. And we do have our own store, cosmobunny.shop. Big thanks to the people who have ordered recently. We appreciate you very much. We have one-of-a-kind items for one-of-a-kind people like you, coasters, keychains, trays, and more, all made from recycled paper from comics, manga, magazines, and all kinds of other damaged books. And you might think, well, why do I want something damaged? What you're getting is not damaged. What we do is we take these books that cannot be sold, they have been damaged, we save some of the paper from those. Sometimes those will have one of your favorite characters on them, things like that. We never print images, we just save paper from pieces of the past, and then we recycle and reuse that into a resin coaster or keychain or more for your home in a transformative piece of art. DJAY123, 10% off your first purchase over there. Always appreciate your support. Have a fantastic day, and as always, everyone, stay shway.